And we are live.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock. And if I can call this meeting to order and invite everyone to stand for the flag salute. Bill, will you lead us, please?
Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. How are you doing?
So, and now we'll have the reading of our mission statement by our secretary.
One moment.
Maybe not.
Sorry. I wrote it down in here somewhere and I don't see it. Was it in here? I moved it. No. I think I moved it in here.
Do we need to move on?
Here we go. The Middletown Area Town Hall was formed to operate as a true town hall, with everyone participating in voting. However, county officials required us to elect a board to conform with other advisory committees. Our bylaws specify that sorry, there's a typo. I typed this in a new thing. It's the board, not the board.
I don't know. Assembly?
Body. The assembly. It's the assembly. The assembly that makes decisions based on a vote of everyone present. The board encourages all members to give their opinions and vote on every matter before the assembly.
Thank you. And now if we could move on to the approval of the agenda. Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. So, and next up, we are very fortunate to have with us this evening Lars Ewing from the County of Lake. And Lars, I understand you have a new extended title. Congratulations. But I will let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Thank you.
All right, this on? I don't think that's on. Turn it on. See green. All right, I think we good there. Let's hope. All right, Lars Ewing, Public Services Director. Thank you for the invite. I've been here a few times over the last, 10, 15 years. So always good to be back here. It's certainly in a county building. I was working with the county when this was, I believe, first built. I wasn't involved with it, but I was just talking to some colleagues of mine about the cost of this building in comparison to the cost of construction now. And I think this was about $3 million, $3.5 million maybe at the time. In fact, the discussion had to do with the park that we were just talking about, that I'll be talking about now. But anyways, thank you for the invite, Supervisor Owen and the math board. Here to talk about a proposed new park. I think the title on the agenda says a new park. I just always need to preface it that we're talking about ideas, concepts, proposals at this point. So I do have some things right now. It's just a white board, but I will be showing a few slides, and I apologize for not having multiple easels, but I'm just going to start with maybe some history. I'm not the right person to really talk about the long-term history of the site. I'm here with the people that can tell me a lot more, but some of the history about what led to this specific proposal, and it's really not that long, though it I think probably starts with the Valley Fire, and that is as I understand it, the bank that was down here at the intersection of I think it's Armstrong and Calistoga, if I'm correct. It's right behind me. I should look, but Armstrong and Washington. I guess Calistoga is the main highway. So my understanding is among many other buildings, I think it was the bank that was burned in the Valley Fire. Maybe I'm wrong, but ultimately that property became vacant. What was there was no longer there, and it has been vacant for quite some time. Right now, there's a fence around it. It is owned by Sutter Health. So Sutter Health and when they owned that property, I couldn't tell you, but Sutter Health has owned that property for quite some time. So it begs the question, what is the county's involvement with this? And that kind of speaks to the fact that, you know, I didn't have the full history on that property because it's not county property. The more recent history on this goes back to the former elected official, former Supervisor Simon, who I believe took essentially funds from the county, some discretionary funds of his, and wanted to make something of that property. And so there was a movement afoot, so to speak, about just getting some ideas together with Sutter Health. Between discussions with Sutter Health, discussions with me about potentials, it prompted Supervisor Simon to say, let's get something together, see if we can make a park there. That's really how it started. From there, further discussions with Sutter about, hey, can we purchase the property? Ultimately, that led to their desire to do a long-term lease to the county. So that's still in the works. We're getting through this preliminary planning phase to identify if there's truly a viable project. But Sutter right now is I'll just say a willing lessor to the county. It still needs to go through the official processes, so the Board of Supervisors would need to consider that, as well as the Sutter Health Board. But at the staff level, we do have a lease agreement drafted that if we get past the point where there's a conceptual project that both parties can agree to, then we would be moving ahead with a long-term lease agreement. And just, you know, without going into the details certainly of that lease agreement, the big picture is that it would be a long-term lease agreement. I believe it was a 99-year lease agreement, and essentially a no cost or excessively minimal cost, with the intent that Sutter would have an interest in seeing a park being built here for health and wellness purposes. So with that said, we, the county, and specifically the Public Services Department that is Parks and Recreation, we started a planning effort. So with the funds that Supervisor Simon allocated for the project, we started in on a planning effort. So we brought on a landscape architect to help guide us through that process. We don't have, Lake County being what it is, as you can imagine, we don't have experts in every single field at the county. So we do not have an on-staff landscape architect. So we hired a landscape architecture firm. GSM is their name. They're based out of Sonoma County. The owner does have some roots here in Middletown. I can't speak to what they are, but she did say she was very excited to start on the project back then because she has fond memories of Middletown. So that was good. So GSM walked us through initial planning and really the public outreach, and that's essentially the phase that we are right now. Last month there were a couple of meetings, one here which I believe might have been at the same time or right immediately preceding a math meeting right out here in Middletown Square. Looking for public outreach. The next day we had a virtual meeting. Neither of those were highly attended, which is unfortunate. We need to consider how can we do better at getting that public outreach. Part of that is being right here. So I'll fast forward a little bit to today, and that is that Supervisor Owen asked, hey, can we use math as an opportunity to present to you all what we have, and so here I am. To talk about the project a little bit, I do have there's one main slide, and I apologize that you can't see it. The main idea is to get input here, and I didn't bring anything other than what you see behind me. And I think the main thing to talk about is that one person thinks about a park, and it's completely different than what the person sitting next to you thinks about, right? Someone might think about a national park, someone else might think about a sports field. So it's kind of the way I like to describe it is, imagine if there was only one channel, right? Only one channel on TV, and then we need to put programs on there that everybody wants. Well, that's like building a park. There's only one facility. Now, granted, here we try to have multiple facilities, but at one park, it's a challenge to meet the desires and the needs of everybody. So we try to find a balance, and that's what the landscape architect really walked us through the process of creating alternatives, hearing key stakeholders, hearing the public, looking at a few documents, the county's general plan, the Parks, Recreation, and Trails Master Plan, even the Middletown area plan. It all factors into what type of park might we be able to provide here. So behind me is really where we are at the concept stage. There are three alternatives, three options that the landscape architect prepared, and so you'll see, and I'll just hold it up here. And I know that you can't see everything, but I'll hold it and just kind of walk through them a little bit. The first up in the upper left is just the topographic map, so you can ignore that. That's essentially the site as it is now. And I know not everyone can see this, but there are three concepts that are prepared. And just for some orientation, this is Highway 29. So you're looking north, just like a normal map. So Highway 29 here, Armstrong Street, and Washington Street. And so right here, forgive me, I don't recall the denomination of the church, but the Methodist, thank you, Methodist Church right here. And so, these three concepts are again just concepts, they're ideas. It's trying to present some ideas and hear public input. We do have, even from those few meetings, we have a laundry list of about 25 items and just ideas that people have presented, comments on these. I welcome your comments now. I didn't bring a stenographer, so I'm going to rely on maybe the video and then come back and put all your comments onto paper so we can get that in the record. So if you don't see me furiously taking notes, please know that we will be. I'll be working with the landscape architect to add that to the quote-unquote record. So a few of these, just to talk through the concepts. Again, Highway 29, Armstrong, and Washington. Each of the concepts has the lower left essentially a gathering area. So you'll see here, and here is pretty much not an open, essentially an open space. Recognizing that we're dealing with a very small property, but leaving it open for gathering. There are some pine trees, as Fletcher was saying, right in that lower left corner. So that's what you see kind of grayed out. Those are existing trees that we want to maintain and preserve. Those are pretty robust trees, and it would be a shame to take them down. So that is you'll see that pretty consistent throughout each of the options. But all the other options are I'm not going to say drastically different, but they are certainly different. And on this first option, you see the entrance off of Armstrong Street. It actually provides parking. I think there's about seven stalls. This option does about goodness a third, if not more, of the property is taken up by parking. We have not at a conceptual analysis. We haven't looked at the viability of this from I don't know if even a fire safety perspective, but a good amount taken up by parking. And then over on the east side is what's shown as a fitness court. When these were prepared, fitness court was thrown on here, but I think at this stage it's fitness court or playground. That's that's really the idea here. Something along those lines. Those are proposals. Again, looking for your comments. Now, improvements at this stage, we don't have any funding. We haven't talked about funding yet, but we can design something that shows a skyscraper on here at this point, right? We do not have long-term funding. The money that we have right now allocated for the project will essentially get us through the planning and preliminary design stage. So long-term, we want to get to a point where we have a viable project and find some funding for it, but try to keep it at a point where the project that is designed, we have a a good chance of getting funding, hopefully through grants, right? The idea is not use local funds, let's look for grant opportunities. So I want to just ensure that everybody understands this is not, this is not a park that is going to be built next year, right? I don't want to, I can't overpromise. And I can promise it won't be built next year. That's one thing I probably can promise. The reason I bring that up is there's a lot of things that you may not see in here at a concept stage. We don't show, okay, are these frontage improvements? Is it a curb gutter sidewalk? Are we improving the roadway? I think at this stage we're not really talking about that. It's more bubbles. Where do we want? What do we want on the park? So now moving on to concept, concept 2, down in the lower left. This one does not have any on-site parking. In fact, there are no improvements shown even on the county roads. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't be there, but it would be on-street parking on Washington or Armstrong. And again, you still see at the bottom left, you see the gathering area proposed. Up in the upper left, fitness course or playground, walkway in between, and then shown on the right side is a basketball court. And you could, I would say that whether it's a basketball court, pickleball court, I would replace basketball court with some sports facility. Right? I think that's probably the best way to look at it, a sports court. So then moving on to the last concept over here, this has it has parking, but the parking is on Washington Street head in. So it has the same number of stalls as the one up here, in fact maybe one more, but it takes up quite a lot less of the real estate on the property. We have not yet gone through the Public Works Department, which at this point I guess is me, and so maybe I need to ask myself these questions. But we don't know about the back end issues. We need to deal with the encroachment side of county public works. But based on my experience, I think that would be something that we could easily work through. So then over here, it's very similar to some of the other ones. You have a fitness court or a playground here, walkway through, and then the majority of the site, or at least the half of the site on the other side, is a general gathering area. Some of the differences that I didn't talk about, what we would call, I act like I'm a landscape architect, but what has been termed minor amenities. There's walkways, there will be benches, there will be likely some drinking fountains. So those, trust me, those will be there. But from a major amenities perspective, that's what the landscape architect is trying to show here. That's a common concern of people. Hey, we don't see any benches, we don't see any drinking fountains, but they would be present. At this point, they're not shown for clarity, and we also don't know the exact locations. So I'm going to pause there. I'm happy to continue to hold this. Maybe I move it over, but I think the best thing that I can do at this point is listen, comment. You're probably not going to hear me say yes or no, right? I'm here to take your input, carry it back to the landscape architect, and also carry it back to my own department to understand, well, what does that comment mean financially? What does it mean operationally? So that's what you're going to hear me do. And I also want to just maybe close with a recognition that the Middletown, I would say, is right now, especially in consideration of this, is blessed with a good number of parks. I mean, when you really consider the small community, we have Middletown Square right here, which has certainly a park-like feel. The amenities, it may not have a playground, it may not have this or that, but it certainly has that feel. We have the pool, or right? You as the public, we have the pool, we have the tennis court, Trailside Park right down the road. So really, as the public servant in charge of parks for all the unincorporated county, there really is no other community that has that blessing. So I think you should count yourselves, be thankful and be blessed. And so it's it's exciting to think about this. And the reason I bring it up is that there's an opportunity for what I've heard another landscape architect call adjacencies. We have, what do we need at this site? Keep in mind what is already at other sites that are within, a stone's throw, just about. So, we have here this open space and a gazebo. We have the pool and the tennis court right across the way. So I think it's important to keep those things in mind, recognizing that one of those is across a state highway, but another one is, right down the road where we are now. So I'll stop there and just welcome any input.
Thank you.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Lars. And first off, I'd like to open it with, before questions, is thank you very much for the restroom in the park right out here.
Yeah.
So, and yes, and now we'll open it for questions, and we would like to get this, please ask your questions with the mic so that we do have this recorded so that Lars can rely on it. Yeah. Thank you.
Lars, hi, Tom Lasik. I have 3 questions. Approximately how big is that park in acreage?
Fletcher, maybe if we can grab from there, I think the upper left.
Okay, so while he's doing that,
probably a quarter acre at most. I mean,
okay,
it's
and
a third of an
the
acre.
other question, the symbols there that are the red circles, what are those exactly?
I believe those are to demonstrate trees. I'll walk over here.
Okay.
Yeah, those would be proposed trees or locations for them, different from the existing trees that are shown in kind of a grayscale.
Okay, thank you. And then the third question is, for parks of comparable size within the county, what have you seen that works well and what doesn't work well? So, for example, if you put in I'm being facetious here, but like a zip line, but nobody uses it, right? Yeah. That type of thing. What is it that the community seems to resonates with the community? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm going to I'm probably not going to answer that. Not because I don't have an answer, but because again, trying to hear what you need. I don't want to steer you all into into hearing what I say works, because what works for Lucerne may not work here, and even what works right here may not work right down the street. So, yep.
Gail, thank you.
Hi, this is Gail Wright. I don't feel that we need more playground structures. We have Central Park. We have the playground structure over by the pool. And what I would like to see is something more like a labyrinth, which is a meditative walking circle, and just benches that the community can come and be calm and quiet.
Okay. Thank you. And while we're going, just to keep in mind, doesn't have to be all or nothing, right? I mean, there's a lot of opportunities. In fact, the west portion of each of those concepts, the west half essentially of each concept does show at least a gathering area. Doesn't necessarily mean that a contemplative area, but I appreciate the comment.
So my name is Bill Wright, and I would be adverse to on-site parking. And the second piece is I don't see a bathroom there, which becomes kind of a functional need for a lot of people.
Just a follow-up question on there. When you say parking, are you talking about on-site as in in the center of the parking there with the 3 options? One showed parking in the middle, one showed parking on the adjacent to Washington Street, and then one showed none whatsoever.
Parking on Washington Street.
Okay. So it's the parking lot in the middle. Okay. Thank you. And then restrooms. We Caltrans funded, by the way. Caltrans funded this. So the county applied. We applied for a Clean California grant, and we got it. And so the restrooms here. Given the adjacency, how close we are, there could be some consideration for this restroom, or at least directions, to come down here. Doesn't mean it's the answer, but certainly hear you. So thank you.
Hi, Ken Gonzalez. I live here in Middletown. And what I like to see, well, I want to thank Sutter Health for thinking about health and wellness for our park. So health and wellness to me means something like playing fields bocce ball, what else? Half court basketball, volleyball, badminton, pickleball, the beanbag,
Cornhole,
horseshoes.
yeah.
That sort of activity would be what I would like to see. Not a playground. We have playgrounds at Central Park, at the pools, and especially not a playground because kids might walk across Highway 29 to access it, and that's a disaster, a potential disaster. So I'd like to see more adult things and not a playground.
Okay, thank you.
I'm coming. Finish going to the back.
Julia Bona here. I live in central Middletown, and I see, like others here, I see no need for a basketball court, a playground, or a fitness court here. This project really should be a park, not a parking lot. So I would say absolutely no cars on this facility. And the existing large trees should definitely be preserved. And in contrast to your 3 existing proposals, I want to very seriously propose something I don't see or hear here, which is a dog park. We probably have more dogs in Middletown than children, so their needs and those of their caretakers really should be catered to in our park facilities. So I would seriously like to recommend that a dog park be considered. It's inexpensive, and it's something that could be changed at some point in the future if it were not used, but it would certainly be something that the many dog caretakers in Middletown would greatly appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you. And while we're going on to the next, just keep in mind, well, not keep in mind, I guess I'll just inform you that this is another outreach, and there's multiple opportunities that we need to take to get input from multiple through multiple avenues. One that we haven't really received is input from the children, right? You know, we're in this stage where school is out, but I definitely would envision us getting input from the kids. You know, there's no children here, so you know it's important that we factor that in.
So one of the things that I see that Middletown needs is a skate park. We have kids that have horses, we have kids that play sports, and there's a lot of kids that do bicycles, those BMX, you know, that jump and all that, and skateboarding, and we really do need a skate park. So that would be something that I think would be really good for the kids.
Okay, great, thank you.
James Ybarra. I'm going to second that. Middletown's lacking for teenagers, so if we can incorporate an adult or older child theme in the park, I agree with the skate park, maybe a continuous run type skate park where the bikes can go on and the skateboards, and then maybe the fitness area that the teenagers can also use and along with adults.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to disagree. I feel that we need something for children. Yes, we have the park out here, but there's no slides or swings. And an example was pointed out to me. Okay, an example was pointed out to me, the park in Hidden Valley for children. And apparently it's very popular, but if you don't belong to Hidden Valley, you can't go there. I feel like the basketball courts are already here. We have bocce courts. We don't have a skate park, I will agree with that. And there's a beautiful one up in Lakeport that they were able to do and incorporate things for children as well. And then as far as parking goes, I feel that as much land to be used for the park would be better because there's already kind of existing parking. It does need improvement, but maybe if we can get our road improvement tax in, it can take care of that.
Okay, thank you. Just a follow-up question on that. You mentioned basketball courts, and I assume you're talking about at the school?
At the high school,
At the high
yeah.
school, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have the pool. This is more of a dog park. There's nothing, kids can walk their dogs, but there's nothing for there's no slide, no swings. And that's what little children want. And one of the things that we want in Middletown is to encourage families to move here.
Yeah, you know, I said I wasn't going to say yes or no, and I'm certainly not. I just want to make sure that there's consideration for being hesitant to point to what the school has as facilities. Not that they're a partner, certainly, but you know, probably, and I'm looking around here at the ages of everybody, even me. I don't know if I'm the youngest here or not, but no, I'm not. So I grew up when you went to the school and you played. The kids did, but there is some hesitation for that, for inviting the general public onto the school grounds in quote unquote this day and age, right? That's having talked to superintendents, to the school superintendents. In fact, I was just there last month at their superintendent's meeting, and it's, you know, it's a real concern of theirs to assume that those are facilities that the general public can use. But while they're there, you know, the basketball courts certainly. I just want to be cognizant of that. So.
If I could, I'm going to just repeat my conversation with the architect down here when we had the meeting. When I found out about this potential being a park, I went to all the parks in town at, or it was noon or something. And the one that I noticed was over by the swimming pool, and there was no kids there. And so I got out and I went over, and the equipment was so hot you couldn't possibly use it. Maybe a cover would solve that. But we do need a place for the young people. This park provides nothing for little kids to do. I'm opposed to parking on the site. You're asking, I think you're just asking for trouble. But there's plenty of parking around there. Washington is good, and the other one, what is it? Yeah, no, there's the big street there. There's plenty of parking there. So I don't think we need parking. But what I'd like to see is that park, if we're going to have it for kids, little kids, that we tie that park to this park by way of some kind of and we'll have to get a hold of the Public Works Director to get this done, but get a white line which creates a island, so to speak, where cars can't go on it. That way the kids could come from one park to the other and be pretty safe. As far as 29, fencing can handle that. Keep them out of there and put the gate on the Armstrong side or on the Washington side, so the little kids that have to go around to get in trouble. But I think for the young people would be best. But you know, that's up to the community.
Okay, thank you. On the point of the shade sails, you know, the cover over the playgrounds as a part of that same grant that I referenced for the restroom here. We had improvements at about, I think it was a dozen or more parks around the county. It did include some shade sails over certain playgrounds, almost not as a pilot, but that was, I believe, at the end of the summer last year. So going through this summer, it's an opportunity to really see if they're working. And from what I have heard from the park superintendent, they certainly are. I mean, UV rays, if for nothing else, then long-term maintenance and longevity of the equipment. UV rays, so as I think we all know, it'll kill some things, and you know, just deteriorate them. So that's, you know, I appreciate hearing that.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the location for years now. I wish the sheriff was here. That park in general has had a problem with bums and junkies. And so I'd really like to see a situation where it's not a place where they want to hang out and that we could go to 24 hours a day and have something to do. I was thinking more of a neighborhood fitness park where you would have the exercise machines that you have at home that you never use, that you want to get out of your house. Instead, go downtown, you know, have a cup of coffee, go get something to eat, play some karate or whatever you want to do, and you go to the fitness park too. It would just be something to bring people into town, but at the same time, try to control that element, because none of us wants to have bums and junkies and little kids in the same place, but a fitness park that the kids can do fitness and the adults can do fitness. So there's something that we all can do together. that would be my vision for that park.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Hey, you know, I really like the plan with the parking on the Washington side next to the church. It seems like that makes the most sense for that project. The trees up front, the mature redwood trees and the beautiful trees that are currently there are close to the highway and in the first third, I think, of the project on the Calistoga Street side, so on the west side. I would like to see, I love the idea of the skate park, but for the young kids, that was something somebody did ask me about early on. And the only issue I kind of had with that, as I had spoke with Mr. Lars, is it's so close to the the bar and everything. But I would like to see something like that here, because this is where we have a lot of activities where parents come, and maybe have it here on the south side of, right next to the library would make a lot of sense, and put a cover over it in that area, which would take care of the young kids too, because the parents are here getting their drinks and stuff at the Friday night farmers market, and that would give them a chance to play in that area. And we have room. There's even room on this side, but over here at the south end, if there's enough room, might make a lot of sense as they can enjoy the Friday night farmers market at the same time. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. And by the way, I realize I've had this other slide here. This is
Thank you.
oh, they call them site feature examples, but it's kind of inspirational images just to inspire what they're showing here. You know, types of things that you might see. So with a slight breeze, this is going to fall, but hopefully it'll stay up. Yeah. Thank you, Tom.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa Kaplan. So I'm wondering if you've gone to the high schools, middle schools, maybe even 6th, 5th grade of the elementary schools, to just like get their input, because we're always deciding for kids what's best, and we should just ask them.
Yep, I think I referenced that earlier.
Yeah.
And for that matter, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we weren't ready yet when school was in session. We weren't ready yet to go there. So that's going to happen.
You plan on doing that?
Absolutely, yeah.
That was my question. Hello, Director Ewing, Margot Kambara. My question is about lighting. To extend use of the proposed park after hours, is there a plan for lighting?
Well, I appreciate your input, and we'll add it to there. Right now, I think that's one of those minor support amenities that wouldn't be shown here. But I would suggest that it's a minor support amenity that can be a major factor, both pro and con. So, just to your point, is it something that you're in favor of? And are we talking about? Sorry, 2 questions here. Are we talking about, overhead lighting, or simply, low voltage landscape lighting? There's a lot of differences there.
Yeah, I'm ambivalent. I think it really depends on what the plan is for that site. But we do want safety.
Okay.
And if you do want to extend use of the space, outdoor lighting overhead would be good. The quality of light is not great for court sports, but
Sure. Yeah.
it's up to the community what it wants.
Great.
My other comment is it's a nice to have. So if there are drinking fountains, if the drinking fountains can be calibrated, or there's a special fountain to accommodate the refilling of water bottles,
Yeah.
to promote,
Yeah,
no
that's-
more plastic bottles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's one of the, we have those in most, well, not most county buildings, but certainly the courthouse. We've recently installed those. The ones that we have in the, goodness, I'm drawing a blank. I believe the ones that we have in the parks that we just recently installed all around, I think they're blue. I don't believe they are water bottle filling stations. It has a drinking fountain, and then at the bottom, it's a dog filling. Some of them are dog stations, but I appreciate that. It could be a good opportunity. Just on the topic of lighting, it prompted. This is maybe a discussion for when we're done, but next steps, right? What do we have going on next? So when we're done with input about what we want to do here, I'll certainly fill you in on what we do from here.
Hi, Terry Ibarra. I wanted to second, I like the idea of the skate park being maybe a perimeter situation that could have more versatility for what types of skating / BMXing, because as you mentioned, there are a lot of BMXers, happens on there. And I think it would be a safe, like a space saver. And then also, is there any potential of maybe making, if it's a basketball court, doing a half court, and then there would be more use for some other kind of thing on there, and maybe we can accommodate more, yeah, like a little sport court that's a little more versatile than one type of thing. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I appreciate, I mean, I'm not going to say everything is possible, but certainly on this depiction that granted you can't see.
I looked at it.
You looked at it good. What's shown here is, while it's not it's probably not regulation NBA size basketball, but it is a full court. So in theory, a half size court would certainly fit here.
Yeah, and then there's just things that I feel like any age, maybe like tether balls. Adults and kids, little kids even, love tether balls. So maybe that kind of thing where we can, try to accommodate all ages. And then the other thing was the climbing structures, like those net climbing structures and things. Our kids love that stuff. So, and we have a variety of ages. We have elementary through high school right now.
Okay, thank you. Yep. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, with the mic.
Yeah, mic's right here.
I guess I can't call him,
Okay,
unfortunately.
my name
No,
is
it's not
Tanya
called.
Streedick, and I really think we need something for the more mature youth in our town, and so I really like the idea of some type of skate park. The perimeter idea is something to look into. Half-court basketball, nothing more. Half-court soccer field, because I'm a soccer fan. Just like some easy, soft, plain surface, but maybe a small goal at the one end, so it could be a half-court soccer field.
Like futsal, if you're familiar with futsal? Okay.
Anyway,
I shouldn't have said anything.
and then I would like to see some type of fitness type stuff that's for all ages, like all ages. I don't know what, even if it's only like 3 things or something in there. I still like the gathering place too. Obviously more trees, parking off-site, and there was one more thing. Oh well, I could totally spaced on what it was. Okay, thank you.
Come back. So wait.
Behind you, he hasn't, I think these gentlemen have.
Oh, you haven't spoken yet. Okay, there you go.
Hi, Shannon from Middletown, and I'm not sure, I apologize, I came in late, so this might have already been brought up. But what's really in parks that's just doing huge, it's people are lining up, I've seen it in Novato, Marin County, Sonoma County, pickleball. And pickleball appeals to the older folks like myself and young kids too. And we did a little informal survey in the Novato area on Hill Road, and the bocce ball, the basketball, the pickleball was by far and above the #1 thing that people were just waiting to use.
Okay, thank you. And that's a good point while it's on the other side of the county, but Hammond Park in Nice is a park that the county received a $2.3 million grant for improvements. It went out to bid. We'll be awarding that with approval of the board, pending approval of the board, probably next month, and it includes, I believe, 2 pickleball courts on there. So I understand that that's a ways away. And I've heard it. I mean, in the recreation world. In fact, I don't play pickleball, so I'm not advocating for it, but my older brother is Masters national type guy, and he loves it. So of course he's up in Idaho and Boise in the urban areas, and so it's certainly a different world.
Sorry, I remembered what I was going to say. I like our supervisor's idea that if we want to put in a playground for the kids, that we put it on the south side of this building, because it is empty and it's an eyesore and there's nothing there.
Can I, really quick, just for some clarity, I think when you said south, I assumed you meant in the square. You're talking about on the south. Okay, okay, thank you. Where there's, I think there's a you don't even know it, but it's a detention pond, I believe, there, so there could be some limitations, but we can look into that, so thank you.
Lars, Tom Lacey again. Where my mother lives, she's 86. She plays pickleball big time.
Yeah.
The court they have is a multi-sport court. It's a full court basketball court with a tennis court lined out and a pickleball court lined out. So I think the capability for multi-use is there. The lighting, I think, is usually a good idea, especially, you know, where the latitude that we're at, especially in the fall and winter. People get off work, they would like to they could take their kids to play, and kids have something to do in the evening. And then the other thing is, looking at this, I think you've touched on it, but is there an integrated master plan for parks for Middletown? Because it seems like you said, this is a stone's throw from that one, this is a stone's throw from this one. We could put A over here and B over there, and looking at it more holistically so you could have your dog park, you could have your playground, you could have your bocce ball. It might not all be on the same space, but it would be a system that makes it conducive for the community to travel from one to the other in a manner that makes it look like a unified park. And it's almost like instead of a park around a business, it's business surrounded by parks type of thing.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate you saying that. That is something that I can probably respond yes or no to, and because it's not specific to this, you know, to the needs of this park. The county does have a county-wide master plan for parks, recreation, and trails, still to be adopted by the board because I have not yet taken it there. But with that said, that was the idea of that kind of systematic approach, and that comes up every time we do any planning like this. The first thing that the landscape architects do is they look at what's around there. What are the needs of the community, but what's already there, and what other parks are there. So it's absolutely important that we do that. Now, oftentimes, best laid plans, things come up like this potential park, the master plan that we have, which was prepared prior to this coming to be a possibility. In no way, shape, or form was there another park proposed for Middletown. So sometimes opportunities come up, desires come up, and something happens. So we always have to be able to pivot, to use that overused term. But it is important that we have a county-wide plan at a larger scale, but at a hyper local scale, each community needs to have that. So I appreciate you saying that. And just to follow up, I mentioned stormwater pond. There's not a pond. I recognize there's not a pond out there. There is a detention basin for stormwater management right out here that I recall from the designs of this building. So that's something that, that's what I was referencing. You don't see a pond, so just for clarity, but it is there for stormwater management. So.
Okay, so we have, I've got 4 questions or 4 comments in the front row here, and then we are going to be looking at wrapping this up because we do need to move on so we can get Thomas out of here by 8:30, right? So first off, Linda.
Linda Deal Darms. I wanted to ask you, we've had like different entities from the sheriff's department come, and they're saying they don't have any funding. And we've asked, well, can we do a community fundraiser? And we were told we couldn't for them. Could we for this? Could the community come together and do some kind of a fundraiser to go towards the park? Is that something that's okay to do?
Yeah, I wanted to say absolutely, and I need to stop and think, and then I'll stop and think and say absolutely. I don't see, I don't see why not. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure, every department is uniquely different. They have different rules, but from a park perspective, do as many bake sales as you want, and let's get the funding. So.
Okay, and then.
We did do that because we put the benches in
right.
because they're sponsors.
Yeah, one of the things that and I know we're trying to go quickly, but other jurisdictions, other parks, you think about Friends of fill in the blank park, right? That's kind of a nonprofit, that would be specifically for that park. And so that, it's one idea, but certainly fundraising for a specific, a park, absolutely, that's very common.
And then the other thing I want to ask you, you keep referring to this park as the Square Park. And Fletcher, you correct me if I'm not correct, but the math was very involved in designing that park. And the thought was that the community would come up with a name for the park. And so I don't know where Square Park came in, but I don't know that it's come to our community to ask. And the other thing is, with that, once a name's chosen, I noticed the other parks have signs what the park is. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I, since I came in, I was always known that it was Middletown Square Park, so I apologize, but yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate hearing that. Yep.
Okay, I just want to bring to your attention, and I know that you know that because we walked out there, but there is already pavement in the, like where they used to pull in off of the side street. I can't remember the name of the street.
Oh, what you're talking about?
Yes, yeah. And then I'm going to put a vote in for a hitching post. I'd like to see some... I'd like to see some multi-use trails throughout the community. And one of the things we used to do all the time was ride to town and have a hamburger. So I'm going to put a vote in for that.
So since you're 1/5 of my boss, I'll be careful saying this, but before I right before I came here, I was in a meeting and I'm going to math. I telling them and Supervisor Owen will be there. I told them what it was about, and they said she's going to want a hitching post. they forewarned me. So.
And thank you, Supervisor Owen, for being here with us this evening. So there you go.
Hi, James Ybarra again. I just wanted to put in a word of caution, and I've noticed this every time I've gone up to the Lakeport. If you incorporate too small of a children's park next to something like a skate park, a lot of the parents feel entitled to let their kids onto the skate park where adults and teenagers are trying to utilize it the way it's supposed to, and it causes a lot of conflict and accidents. So I like the idea of a smaller kids park over here, and this for something that can actually be incorporated for teenagers to use without having to always be on the lookout, and just so it can be a safe space for them.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick comment. I like the idea of a skate park, but I would really suggest from a practical standpoint that we turn it and make Washington Street the absolute entry. That gets the kids away from 29 further, and make the park or the skateboard or whatever it is along Armstrong instead of along Washington. Yeah, move it up there and keep the back end open for the kids to get in. The gate there. If you do it this way, the kids won't be able to get in there. You'll have to put the gate on Armstrong, and that puts the kids in a lot of traffic. So as far as what we're going to do with it, I don't care whether we have teeter boards or whatever, but we should think about safety for whoever's going to use it. I like the idea of having the kids here. When we built the park, we did a referendum, and people didn't want kids. They didn't want any toys or any teeter-totters or anything on this park at all. They voted it down, and so we didn't put anything. But could we build on the library property? That's the question.
Well, they are separate parcels, but it's all county. I mean, I don't want to speak for the county librarian certainly, but
there was a retention pond to go in there.
I think it is. It's just going off of memory here, but I mean, as an engineer, I can guarantee you that there's alternatives that can be come up with. So
well, that's my only comment.
Yeah,
if we're going to change it, let's turn it and go use a court. Let's not have the kids walking across the court.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lars, do you have closing comments?
Well, I promised talking about the next steps. First off, the more immediate next step is continuing with input, in particular, I'll say different user groups, different age groups, different locations. I mean, this one's pretty. It is a community park, so it's not like we're looking for county-wide input. But that input will continue. On the more technical side, we need to do appropriate technical studies for this, which means for those familiar with the environmental process of California Environmental Quality Act, we need to go through that. There's tribal consultation that not only is mandatory but highly beneficial. There's no doubt about that. So we go through that process. Further refine the concept plan, and then ultimately it goes out for the official public review through through CEQA. So that's the more immediate steps. Administratively, I mentioned the lease agreement with Sutter, so that would also be going once we get to the point where if we get a go as opposed to a no-go, then okay, we need to certainly get the legal piece of the property use. So with that said, that tells you about the next steps. As I mentioned, funding undefined. Let's look for other people's money to help us fund this is what I would suggest. But certainly, willing if the board magically finds some money, I'm always happy to take it, whether it's from them or from a bake sale. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we helped you or complicated matters, but.
When Thomas provides the recap, and I'll put it into AI, and it'll do a recap of what you all wanted me to do.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So as you can see, there's a lot of excitement about the park, about a proposed park.
It's a good tool. It's also going to take over the world.
Okay, so now we're at the point in our meeting, public input, where anyone may speak for 3 minutes on matters not on the agenda. If you'd please come to the mic and use the mic. Is there any public input? Yes. And I think you just turned it off. And it's way high. I know.
Karen doesn't need to.
I got your back. She'll do it.
Is it good?
I got your back. Just go like this. Go like that. Yeah, there you go.
Just do this. So Middletown Central Park, the Lions Club, and FFA are having a fundraiser, and it's August 15th. And there was a band when we were very young called Silver Creek, and they were out of Pope Valley. And they became Cache Creek and moved to Tennessee. And they have a fundraiser that they're doing for one of their band members in Georgetown, so they were coming through. So on Friday night, they offered to do that free of charge for their playing and stuff, and all proceeds would benefit 3 organizations. And there's a dinner and a dance. It's from 4 until 10. It ends at 10. And Cache Creek actually has opened for Alabama, and their lead guy plays the bass for Alabama. So it's really a big deal to have in Middletown. So there's a poster that I can pass on to Tara that she can put out to everyone so you can see all the information. Did I miss anything?
She missed nothing. No, it's pretty exciting because these kids, they're my age, so they're getting old. And Chemo, he has a recording studio in Tennessee. He does travel with Alabama, and it's a pretty. When they were in high school, they had all the big fundraisers over here, where it's now the tire shop. That was the firehouse, and so it was packed, and then went from there down to the park, and they would go all over, and they had quite a following. As they got older, how do you say this? When we were seniors in high school, they made it to state and the FFA talent contest. And then they went all the way to nationals and won. So it's pretty impressive, and they're great. They're fun. They're very charismatic. Is that the word? And it'll be great entertainment. They're bringing some amazing people from Tennessee to play. So it'll be amazing music. I went and saw them in Hangtown last fall, and some of their people that they are bringing with them are just beautiful. It's just really great. Yeah, really great. So hope you guys can come.
What was the date again?
August 15th from 4 to 10. And they're going to do a barbecue. It's going to be there at the gate. Yeah. And there's going to be a barbecue dinner. So, and it's kind of first come, first serve. So get there early as far as dinner. 4 to 6 is the dinner, yeah. And FFA will be doing a benefit raffle, and there's just going to be different things happening to raise funds for all three organizations. Thank you.
Well, it's that time of the month again. The second Saturday is coming up this coming Saturday. So from 6 to 8 p.m., the Rainbow Church of Living Light is hosting a vegan potluck, both vegan organic and vegan non-organic. If you know somebody who wishes to come and be fed, they are welcome to come and be our guest. Just let us know that we need to make extra food for them. So it'll, again, 6 to 8, there will be music played. I believe it's going to be a jam this time. We've had performances in the past, but this time we wanted to include more people in the process. So we had a lot of fun at the last Freedom Feed and would invite you to come again. The location is behind Tri-Counties Bank, Rainbow Church of Living Light. Thank you. 6 to 8 p.m. Saturday.
Hey, start that thing over again. Hi, Lisa Kaplan from the Middletown Arts Center. Any of you know who Alana Clearlake is and what her work is like, besides Ken? Okay, Alana Clearlake is a Lake County artist. She's been here since, I think 2006 is what I wrote in the press release. Anyway, she does amazing work. She's in her 80s, so she has a giant body of work, and she's been like painting from felt, and she makes sculptures from felt, and she also paints from watercolors, and she works with all kinds of fibers, and she does really, really beautiful work. And we are having a retrospective of her work at the MAC. It opens this Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. The MAC is always free as far as the exhibits go. And we're also open Thursday through Monday from 10:30 to 5, and I highly recommend you all come, and I invite any of you to come to the opening. Her work is really, really, really amazing, isn't it, Ken? Yeah, it's really, really, really amazing. We're talking about like a woman who has been through a whole lot and who has been written up in American Crafts in the magazine, and she consistently does excellent work. She's like a Lake County gem. So I just want to invite everybody to come see her work. Again, Saturday, that would be fun to see you there. Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. And Alana will be there for a little while, and she is amazing. You know her work too, right? Isn't she amazing?
Yes.
Yeah, totally amazing. So come and see her work, please. Okay? It would be an honor for you to honor her and to honor the power of art and the power of a human to create all these wonderful things just from their imagination and dreams. It's fabulous in their hands. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
I'd like to invite everybody out to the Lake County Rodeo. I think this is its 60th annual, if I remember right. It's in Lakeport at the fairgrounds again this year, and it starts, I think the mutton besting starts at 6:30, and then the rodeo starts at 7:30, Friday and Saturday evening. Thank you. This Friday and Saturday evening, yes, and it's the Lake County Rodeo.
Sorry, you said 6 p.m.?
6:30 is the beginning, and that's the mutton besting, the PRCA or the California High School, no. CCPRA starts at 7:30, which is the pro version.
Thank you. Any other public comment before we move on the agenda?
I'm gonna public comment that there's the movies in the park this Saturday, because this Saturday apparently is really popping in Lake County. So that'll start, at dusk, and so I don't know what time it's dusk now. 8:30 right now, sometime around there. 8 maybe. The movie this weekend. Oh gosh, do you guys? Inside Out too. Good thing he's here. Is it?
Yeah, free matinee.
Random and cool. That's this Saturday?
Yeah.
Because this Saturday is really cool in Lake County.
Every Saturday is cool in Lake County.
All right. So moving on with the agenda, we have the approval of the June meeting minutes. Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Who, Charlie?
Second.
Who's it? Okay, so Charlie is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. Now we're on to the bylaws. There are copies of the bylaws in the back. And so there were some minor changes made the last time. If we can take a look at that. And hopefully at this point in time, we can vote those bylaws in for 2025. Of course, there may be a typo or something in the bylaws, and I would encourage everyone to take a look and read through them, and if you notice any typos or anything, let us know so we can fix that. So at this point in time, yes, I will open it up for public comment to find out whether we are ready to vote these in, or if there's any other major changes. Yes, Fletcher, but you'll need to come to the...
Thank you very much. I make a motion to limit debate to 10 minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was distracted. So we have a motion to,
Limit debate to 10 minutes on this agenda item.
okay,
And it's been seconded.
thank you. Okay, so all in favor of limiting discussion on this item to 10 minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's one opposed, two opposed. So, so we will limit the discussion on this item to 10 minutes. Thank you. So, now we'll take discussion on this item.
Julia Bono. I have stood here repeatedly to express the extreme frustration of the people of Middletown who have signed a petition, over 50 people, more than the people in this room, stating that it is absolutely unacceptable that the number of representatives on the board of this organization, which is Middletown's Town Hall. It's not Hidden Valley's Town Hall. It's not Anderson Springs Town Hall. It's Middletown's Town Hall, has been removed in order to justify a mistake by the chair. The chair has also been asked to step down and to be permanently banned from this organization. I do not know how many chairs this has actually happened to in the history of the math meeting, but it has happened.
Stay on the topic, please.
We have to get on to...
This is solely a discussion about this, not about
It is
the
it's
chairman of
specifically
the board.
about the bylaws, the
Just talk
fact that
about
they
the
have been
bylaws, please.
changed retroactively. This organization has been out of compliance with the bylaws that existed at the time of the election. And instead of respecting those versions of the bylaws that were in place that guaranteed Middletown its 2 seats, we now have been 6 months or even 7 months debating whether we should change it. Well, you know, that's not okay. It was a certain way 6 to 7 months ago when that election took place. Those bylaws were not respected. How do we know that these bylaws will ever be respected if the old ones are? Oh, gee, we make a mistake. The chair makes a mistake. Let's change the bylaws. That's what it looks like. And it's really, really problematic.
This issue was voted on and voted down at the last meeting.
I'm sorry, this is still an issue. It is an issue. People signed this petition. They do not want me to stand down. They do not want to stand down from this. Okay, when is this petition going to be heard?
Are you done? Have you made your point?
Yeah, and you know, when you
I
called this, when you called the
understand. I
complaint that
understand.
we made
Everybody
moot,
else gets a
it
chance
was
to
not
talk as
moot.
well.
There is no mootness to a point that is current and present.
Okay,
You know,
fine. You've
so-
made your opinion, and the people
The
know it, so
opinion of
let's
50,
get on with the
over
meeting.
50 people who signed this petition, who've gone out of their way to sign a petition. More
Time
people than are
out,
sitting in
time
this room.
out.
I know that you are not from Middletown. Okay, you are from Hidden Valley, so you have a vested
I
interest
don't-
in opposing
Excuse
I'm on
me,
the board
this
and
isn't
I
a
have the
back
right
and
to do
forth,
it.
and your
So-
2 minutes is up. May you please sit down? Thank you, you have
Thank
been
you.
heard. Thank you.
All right, I believe
So-
somebody else had a point to
Other-
make. We have a.
Just that this was voted on at the last meeting.
Exactly.
Linda?
Did you guys want to know typo if I saw them or not yet?
If there are only typos, yes, you may
Yeah.
give those to myself, to the chair, or the secretary at the end of the meeting, and we'll correct those, and it can move on. That won't change the substance of the bylaws. So if there are any major changes to the bylaws, before we move forward with voting them in for 2025, that's what we need to hear now. Otherwise, if basically, with the exception of a minor typo or two, if they are approved by this body, then we're ready for a motion whenever anybody so wishes.
That we vote to finalize and send to the Board of Supervisors the current minutes as printed on so-and-so date. We're not capturing this.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
You need a
capture that.
mic.
Sorry.
That's all right. It makes everybody feel good. I make a motion that we approve the vote to finalize the bylaws and send them to the Board of Supervisors for approval, which I don't think we need to do, but I will vote, put a motion forward to take care of that. So, and I just need a second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Linda seconded it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Fletcher Thornton and a second by Linda Dill Darms. Any further discussion?
Question?
Comment?
Question?
Speaker, please.
Oh, no, I'm just going to take the microphone.
Oh, okay.
So
That's,
so she
Put it,
doesn't have to.
put it in front of Mike, put it in front of Fletcher's face.
I call for the question.
okay.
To a vote.
So all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Two.
Okay, there's two opposed. Did you get a? Did you get a
14
count?
for and 2 opposed.
Two opposed.
Whose comments?
Fletcher's.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
You're just torturing that old man.
Okay.
Leave him alone.
So if we could have a show of hands again, just for all of those who approved the bylaws?
Linda, get your hand up.
Sorry. I was reading.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18.
Okay. The count is 18. 18 yeses, 2
Two noes.
noes. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will let you know, because this will go before the Board of Supervisors, and we will let you know when that is on the agenda for approval and posting on the county website. Moving on to correspondence. We're done. Moving on to correspondence. I hope everyone saw the notice for the Caltrans presentation that will be August 7th here in this room from 6 to 7:30. They will be doing this meeting as a kind of as an open house format where they plan to have several people here from Caltrans to talk about the different projects and also to answer any questions and discuss what is happening. What do I do?
Should we just unplug it?
Just said okay.
Okay. So anyway, so the Caltrans meeting will take place here in this room on August 7th. Please tell as many people as you can. We want to have good representation here from Middletown to discuss the projects happening here with Caltrans. The next item is the Lake Area Planning Council zero. Do we send that? Was that included? I don't think. That was an attachment, or should have been an attachment in the email.
That was sent out. There's also some, I think, in the back, some copies on the back.
It's a Lake Area Planning Council Zero Emissions Vehicle Infrastructure Plan. And again, they're looking for input from the community. So,
I can I'll send it again.
yeah, so.
Question?
If you'd like to receive that,
I'll just send it to everybody.
yeah, you can send it, you can resend it to everyone. So we can resend that along with the notice for the Caltrans project. You have the mic?
I
Supervisor
do.
Owen?
I was just raising my hand on the last subject. What was the last subject?
The Caltrans
The
project.
Caltrans project. So, do you want Thomas here for that, to televise it?
That's up to Caltrans. It's their meeting.
Okay.
When is it again?
It's the week
August
before our
7th.
normal meeting.
Yes. So that's the first Thursday of the month. We will still have a math meeting the second Thursday of the month, as we normally do. We just couldn't come together on a date. So that's the date where they can have all their people here. So that's the date that Caltrans is coming.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. to 7:30. Okay, and then another piece of correspondence that we received and is now published in the papers. The Gwinnett Maha project will be coming before the Planning Commission on July 24th. So this body has sent a letter in the past about that project. Of course, we don't have a scheduled meeting between now and then. If this body would like to schedule a special meeting to discuss that, or to have minimal discussion now, or whatever this body would like to do, I will say that I, as the District 1 Planning Commissioner, will not lead or organize that group, nor will I participate, other than just to sit in the back of the room and listen. So, so I leave that. In fact, perhaps I should turn this over to my vice chair to further this discussion and see what this body would like to do in regard to this project.
Any comments? I'm looking forward to hearing everything we can about that project out there. I read about it every so often, but we don't actually get the input from the principals. So I think it'd be a good idea.
I think it,
Lisa, we need.
Thank you. Lisa Kaplan. I was just wondering, Monica, specifically what is going before the Planning Commission, right? Or is it before the board?
It's before the Planning Commission.
So what specifically is going? Is it like the whole of the project? Is it like a specific part of the project?
You know, until I actually see the packet, I really can't answer that, other than basically it is the whole project moving forward. It is looking at the EIR that went out on the project here this past year. So until I see the packet, I mean, I can't really answer specifics.
Does it include the development in Middletown?
Yeah, it includes the entire project.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the entire project.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks.
I'd like to say something. It's something that we got to take into consideration. I know it sounds kind of crazy and everything, but yesterday, the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, said that they're going to be looking at land and projects and things that are owned by the Chinese. Now, for you and I, it seems like another planet, but I've been to war and I've seen people pollute water and kill American soldiers by doing it. This project is owned by the Chinese, the Chinese are involved. We don't know how involved they are and how involved they're not. It definitely, Lake Berryessa was not built because they wanted more water for farmland. Lake Berryessa was built because we had enemies in the Pacific who did not like us, and we needed to make sure that all the soldiers who go in and out of Mare Island, the Mare Island area, or Benicia, or the San Francisco Bay and Travis Air Force Base, most essentially, that they have fresh drinking water. I think it's worth it for us to stay, to recognize that this is something that that could happen. It seems beyond us. It seems a little bit, fantasy, but it is a reality that we're looking at. And as a soldier of 31 years, I've read that we'll be at war with the Chinese in the next 18 months. Do we want to commit ourselves and our water to somebody who might want to use it the wrong way? And if they don't, that's beautiful. We got a $125 million development. If they do, and we don't say something, then it's blood on our hands for knowing this, and we didn't say anything because we were looking at all the development. I sure as hell don't want to lead this discussion, but I think it's something that the county and everybody else needs to look at, because it's something it is a possibility. And I've been to a lot of wars, and what seemed like fantasy land turns into something greater.
Well,
So that's all I got.
We will have our secretary send out the notice along with the emissions, with the zero emissions item from Lake Area Planning Council, so that you can take a look at the notice that is currently published in the papers.
Okay.
Thank you. Is this on or off?
This one's on. You're good. You're good.
Oh, it's good. Okay. I don't believe where's she at? There's Lisa. I don't believe that the housing project was included in the EIR at all. They bought that sometime after they paid $100 million for that property out there. So I don't think it's included, if that's your question. Okay. As to the Chinese owning and using the term Chinese in a broad sense, I know the family of the owner of that property, and I'll tell you this: after the fire, they had we had an outfit that was in town building houses for everybody that they could, and it was moving along. And we had a dinner at Gwinnett, at the Gwinnett Winery, and we were talking to Mr. Chu, yeah, Mr. Chu, and his son, and he's from British Columbia, speaks better English than I do by far. And we were talking about the need for housing, and we were broke and so on. He said, well, how much money do you need to finish a housing? And the guy that was building the houses, I can't think of his name right, he said, it'll cost $1 million. He said, okay, he said, I'll just give you $1 million. And he got his checkbook out, he wrote a check for $1 million and handed it to the developer that was building houses. So he is a Chinaman, that's true, but I'm an Irishman, and maybe there's some Mexicans here, and maybe there's some Portuguese.
My wife is Chinese. I get it. Okay, it's just something that needs to be done.
I don't like that, Charlie. I want to tell you that.
Yeah, that's okay. We can
That's okay.
we can disagree on this, but I'm saying that it's something
Time's
that
up.
needs to be done. Okay.
Okay. I know. I just want to get off. Let's keep going.
Yes.
Good evening, Math. Margot Kambara. I'm going to put on my general plan hat. I'm a general plan advisory committee member, and I read through the PREIR, the preliminary EIR for the Gwinnett, and I'm concerned because a lot of residents in Lake County, we value open spaces. That's one of the things we love about the county. We also love natural spaces. And this Gwinnett project is huge. They're not going to develop all at once, but that is the mindset. So I urge you, please, let's take a closer look at this, get informed, and talk about it, and get together and decide what are your priorities. Do you really want to see ag lands or lands that can be used for ag zoned for residential? Yes, we need housing. Yes, we do. That's a priority. But do we want to lose our open spaces? And that is also open spaces that we can use for wildfire protection. So please think about it. Thank you.
The project, have they came to math and presented the Gwinnett project, Kevin Case, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
they did? Okay.
done it
I know
several
it's been a while. I just wasn't sure if that was something we needed to have them do again. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, well, the last meeting was at Calpine, was a community development.
Okay, and that was last
department
year, yeah.
Meeting, yes, where
Okay.
they came and they spoke, and there were many members of the community that participated in that meeting.
Okay. Yeah. And then they also just presented at Hidden Valley as well, and I was at that one at all. I was just saying that for the public. I didn't know if there was enough people here that didn't get the chance to speak with them or to, if they had further questions. It is about a 22,000 acre ranch, and they'll be developing about 16,000 acres will be in the development.
16,000 of that 22,000? Really?
What Washington DC says is they just want to know who owns the land and what they're using it for. That's all that it is. Okay, it's not anything to do with, hatred towards Chinese or anything like that. Okay, I've been all over the world and I'm married to a Chinese woman, but it's about basically who owns the land and what can they do to us from a strategic point of view if it was used wrongly. Now, I don't think this family is a bad family. I think they're a very wonderful family. I think $125 million is actually very nice too, but we also have to. I think it's better we just check that box and not try to ignore it. And it's a painful one for me to bring up, but also I don't want to have this in my head anymore. I want to give it to you guys. So.
I'm going to interject just a moment and just say we should really keep nationalities out of this conversation. This is about the project, so if we could stay focused on the project.
My name's Linnea, and I am very concerned about fire danger and evacuation routes. And I think, regardless of how tempting this project might be, this community has been ravaged by fire, and when we have to get out, I am very concerned about that aspect. So I hope somebody's looking very closely at that part of this package.
I'm Tanya Streetic, and I'm surprised Lisa Kaplan didn't say anything about it, but I think some of us are a little bit concerned about how many huge influx of population into Middletown. For the employees or I don't know who it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be families that need to go to school, and whether our population is going to just explode by 25% overnight. And do we have the infrastructure for it? And do we have the schools for it? Do we have the classrooms for it? Anyway, I think that is something that this little burg needs to look at, because that could be a lot of population that needs to have water, sewer, amenities, schooling, who knows, overnight, almost overnight. So, okay, thank you.
It is 8:27, and we do need to be wrapping up. This is a big topic and a discussion, so I don't want to, shorten it too much or whatever, but just think about your comments here, and I'm again going to turn this over to our vice chair here, and you guys need to decide on whether you want to have a special meeting or not.
Exactly. I think that's a good idea to get them here again, and also.
Again, I'm not coordinating this.
No, that's fine. Maybe Helen will. Or Fletcher. No, or Fletcher or something. I want to echo what Tanya said. I'm very concerned about what's going to happen in Middletown, but I also, I'm very concerned about what could happen in Middletown. And I want to just add one thing before that, and that's that, and I'm not trying to be political, even though I'm a very political person, our hospitals kind of are at risk, and it's been written about multiple times. And so if we're talking about infrastructure and people, maybe they'll build us a hospital. Who knows?
There's things to do there.
I think, and if the vice chair, since you're running this part of it, I think we should invite them and have a meeting with them, because I think that there's questions still. For me, it's about the water, and I don't know if that well has been a done deal, you know?
I think we brought that up before, and I've brought up many times before about whether or not we have the infrastructure to be able to develop it. My comment on this is, I think it's a good idea, and to me, the only way to do that is to say, okay, can we do it as an agenda item and make it official that we want them to come and do a presentation here? We need to stay involved. We need to be as involved in every facet that goes on out there and put our input in all the way. Whether it's going to do any good in the long run or not, that I don't know. But I think we could actually make a motion to put it on the agenda, and I think so we have the motion to put it on the agenda. A second?
Wait, it's not about putting it on the agenda. It's, are you going to call a special meeting? And yes, then if you called a special meeting, that special meeting would have one item on the agenda only. That's the only way to do it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a special
I
meeting.
agree.
So
That would be the motion. It would be a special meeting.
It comes before the next meeting, right?
it's It's July 24th is when they will be in front of the Planning Commission.
Ooh, that's
So
a couple weeks.
Yes, so again, if this body wants to have a special meeting, because again, we don't meet until the second Thursday of August. That'll be after. So this body needs to decide on whether they want to have a special meeting, come up with my suggestion would be to come up with a couple of dates, and then, yes, the vice chair can check to see whether they can participate. So on one of those dates. But yes, there's very limited time, so if you wish to move forward.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, there's a somebody's got a mic back here.
Just a quick comment. I was fortunate enough to take a little peek at what they were doing out there a little bit. And of course, I was really excited that they were building a new firehouse. I think that's the number one thing they want to do. But all of the concerns and thoughts are real good ones, and it's something I want to think about as well. But I was a little bit amazed at the fact that they were stressing keeping the nature and the beauty, and I think they consolidated it for fire reasons and for nature reasons. Even their golf course was designed to take advantage of just how beautiful that area was, which I was amazed. It is gorgeous out there. But I'm all for the special meeting and more information. I think that's awesome. Thank you.
Is there somebody else?
Anybody else?
All right, so I think we have a motion on the floor, right? For the special meeting?
Special meeting?
Special meeting, yeah.
Tom Lacey, just a quick question.
Pardon me?
Not official.
No, it has not been seconded yet.
I just have a quick question on the Planning Commission agenda. Is it something that's being voted on, or is it informational, or do you not know? Or is it
Yeah, this is the project coming before the Planning Commission.
for
Yes.
for approval or something like that?
Whatever happens, yes.
It's not just informational. Thank you.
Correct, thank you.
So we had a second?
I second.
Okay. Lisa?
Well, she seconded it, have it on the
Now,
agenda, I guess. It's different.
No, to have a special meeting.
to have the special meeting, the question
Do
is,
we need to direct the vice chair to look for a date?
so what I will do, we can, if you approve it, then I will go forward with them and find out if we can come up with a special date, and then we'll just have to publish it out there for everybody to know, because we're talking in 2 weeks.
Or less.
Let me make it very clear. Get your name on that list for emails so you can get to that meeting, because it's going to be a shame if nobody shows up and you know, we can't really voice ourselves.
Yeah.
This is a very dangerous game we're playing with this special meeting.
And
Okay.
but we also need to know specifically what's
on the agenda and what the intent, that what they're trying to get done for certain, what exactly is the commission voting on?
Right.
The EIR in totality, or you gotta have
Oh, here.
Mike.
I'm coming to you. Oh, there's one there.
The agenda item will be, in all likelihood, a question relative to why they had the appeal, the lawsuit. They won't be on the entire EIR, as I understand it, only on the portion that was questioned by the state, and that dealt with fire safety more than
Right.
anything else. The issues of highway, traffic, all that's been done for 3 or 4 years now, so it's going to be very difficult to touch those. But we should know, but I don't think, if my memory serves, the Planning Commission doesn't get that very much ahead of the Planning Commission meeting, do you? No, it comes very close, so.
The Planning Commission, again, the notice has been publicized, so you'll see that in the Record B, and you'll see it in Laco News. Our secretary, Tara, will send that out. The Planning Commission will receive the materials. We usually receive the materials the Friday before. They did say that they would try their best to get it out earlier because this is such a large project. But of course, they have to have everything ready. When they give it to the Planning Commission, it also has to be ready then to give to the public at the same time. So
I would suggest, if you're going to have a special meeting, that you get together and decide what issues you want to talk about. They're not going to talk about traffic. That's been settled for years. And they're not going to talk about the size of the lots and all that. They're just not going to do it. That's all been settled. So decide what you want to talk about and give it to the vice chairman, and he can talk to them and say, here are the issues that the people in Middletown are concerned about. Then they will be prepared to answer your concerns. If
And
we
here-
don't want to blindside them, and we can't go over the entire EIR. It's like 500 pages, so that's my suggestion.
well, if the EIR was out for review, that's when this body had sent a letter, when that went out to the EIR, when that went out to the agencies for review following the lawsuits. And so that's when this body had sent the letter. But then that closed, I believe it was like May 3rd. So comments on the PR EIR. Yeah.
I don't know the difference of them.
So, would you be so kind, Monica, to send the letter that was sent to us again, so that we can all see it? And then I wonder if people who are concerned if we wanna just create like a little list of things that, like, so that when you contact them, you can say, here are some of the concerns we'd like to address at this meeting.
Wasn't that on our previous letter that we sent out?
Well,
Because, I mean, the water was
that's why
on
I'm tying
there
these two
and-
things
and-
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the water was in there too, right?
I will give it to Tara, so if she doesn't have it already in the math files.
I think I believe the entire EIR was rescinded, and we were able to negotiate, I believe, with them on the well, which was my big line in the sand. They weren't going to take Middletown water. So the attorneys have been working on that. So I kind of look at it like everything is not a done deal. We still have input as far as that goes. I know we have been talking to them, our planner has been talking to them about the housing. My big issue was, of course, the water. And so we have been working on some of these issues. So I have to confirm what I was told because the attorneys were working on the water issues. And the flight patterns. So we worked on a number of different issues in the past. The Grange Road entrance and exit, emergency exit was an issue. I don't know that we
still a big
really.
issue.
Huh?
That's still a big issue. If I
That's a big
remember
issue. And the
correctly.
reason I took issue with it was because it was coming onto Highway 29, less than a mile from the roundabout. And as we know, during the Valley Fire, people couldn't get out and couldn't remove. So it looks like that is still in there. That's the direction that they're looking at going out. I tried to look at other options. They really weren't feasible. I have asked, just my train of thought is to look at Caltrans, and I've requested a meeting with them to look at other solutions for Highway 29, because we are growing. It's not just this project, but we have the Valley Oaks project with 380 homes coming in, plus some, which is really exciting that they also are offering a bunch of senior units. I think it's like 92. So this area is growing. And so we do need to look at our infrastructure that's in place and improving that. And I think looking forward into the future and seeing what we need to do to lay the work for the infrastructure is important.
Yes.
All right.
Sum up.
So we've got a vote or a
We've got a
on-
motion to have a special meeting and have the vice chair get with Maha to see what date works, and then a blurb go out through Tara for everyone to see.
If anybody has anything specifically you want to advise me that you would like to see on there, let me know. One way or the other, you can send it to Tara and she'll get it to me, or is my email out there? I don't even know whether it is or
I don't
not.
know. You can just send it to the math email and I'll get it to him for sure.
Yeah, she'll get it out or put it together in a organized form for me. I'm not a good organizer. And I will try to get in touch with the people out there, the spokespeople, and see if we can put together a meeting. I think I'm going to have to do that probably within a week, if that's at all possible. I don't know that it's probably going to get approved at this particular meeting of the Planning Commission, because it seems like it takes longer for things to get done and they end up having to come back. But at least we have that at the present time. We'll see if we can get through with that. If not, I'll see how fast we can get a full presentation from them out to us. So,
Thank you.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Opposed? Motion passed.
Will you
Thank
be
you.
able to do it?
Thank you.
Will you be able to be here for the special meeting?
You want to?
Make a motion to close the meeting?
No.
Oh.
No,
What-
I'm sorry. Hold on just a minute, and continuing with correspondence and moving on to the next item about future agenda items for August. During this meeting, I just received correspondence from Carolyn Purdy with the County of Lake, addressed to both Supervisor Owen and myself, asking if we could please reach out to our town hall meetings to have Sonoma Clean Power come and give a presentation between now and August. So that would be for our August agenda, if this body so wishes. The other thing I was hoping that we also could have for August is a fire update from our fire chief, Mike Wink, or Paul Duncan, our area rep. So, comment?
Sounds good.
With us having I've committed today for something else on that day, and I'm actually the one that had asked that Sonoma Clean Power present to us. Would it be possible to move them 1 month out?
Well, Carolyn says between now and August.
Okay.
That's what the email says. Between now
They're
and
going to
August.
shoot me. I've been like putting these people off for a while. So, okay, thank you.
You can watch it on
So,
JPEG.
So Sonoma Clean Power and Fire Chief, perhaps for the August meeting. I'm just looking for yeah, okay, so I see heads nodding. All right, so we're good to go. So now I will entertain a motion to.
Wait. I have something for the agenda. I want to suggest.
Oh, okay.
And
I
it's-
guess I do need
and-
to open that up for public.
And it is Math and the members coming up with a name for our park that we can suggest at some point.
Okay, so we can. We can put that,
Library Park.
if you don't mind, we can put that off till September.
Sure, no, I
So-
don't mind, I just
But for a future agenda.
Yeah, for a
Okay, thank
future
you.
agenda.
We have another question over here, or a comment?
Questions, do we want to have a follow-up discussion about
We're
what
gonna
we
need you.
find
This is
out
gonna be a good
from
time.
Caltrans?
I don't know.
I'm hoping I can make it. I'm on a cruise.
Caltrans is meeting with us August 7th. Do we want something about that on the agenda for,
Thank you. Yes, that's a good idea.
okay, thanks.
Yes.
I have 3 available dates for your Maha, if you're interested after the.
Okay, so you can get with our vice chair afterward, or do you want to throw those dates out there now?
I could, yeah, just so you guys.
Vice chair, do you want to hear those
Sure. I do.
dates for the?
Sorry about that. Breaking my own rules. Okay, I have July 15th, 22nd, and 23rd available.
July 15th, 22nd, and 23rd.
Correct.
Okay.
I can only make it on the 15th.
And we have to,
Is-
we have to, don't we have to publish that
my
10 days
calendar.
in advance?
No, for a special meeting, I believe
It's
it's in our
24.
bylaws, 72 hours.
72?
Yes, 72 hours, so please, look at the post office, that's where it will be posted, and watch your
Gotcha.
email. And the
Um,
email will likely come from, this is a topic we didn't discuss yet, but the email will likely come from,
Info at Ibarra Events. I've been using that since so many people are having issues receiving things from the math Gmail. So that's my workaround currently. We're trying to find a separate solution.
so if you see something coming in from info at
Info at Ibarra Events. I always, in the subject, I'll put math so that you know that it's pertaining to math.
Thomas? Is there a chance that you would be open to doing Zoom for this thing?
I'm absolutely positive.
Okay, thank you.
We done?
Yes, I'm entertain a,
She's not here.
thank, we have a motion to adjourn, second. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Great meeting, great ideas on the park.
What are you doing?
Okay,
Thank you.
can everybody stack their chairs?
Sorry.